We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức thắng thịnh, vì thứ pháp bồi cấp nhật thiết chúng sanh. Tình chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, như há liều sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tước chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thô, Sư Chế Đô Ye ở La Hơ Đi, San Miao, San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tạc Tạc Tha Tu Ya Đa Ya La Ha Đề Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom and thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, 万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、尽量大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Thượng Tiên Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sĩ Thích Ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 2nd of August 2024. We're here at Go Forest to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra written by a great master Qingliang. Thank you for coming. We're here on slide 938. Okay, so he's still discussing, Master YongHua is still teaching us, giving us some insights on how to cultivate. To give you a background, Last time we talked about wisdom and there's something called the great mirror wisdom, which is wisdom where it's you like a mirror, where the mirror by itself is just a mirror. It has nothing in there. When something comes along, the mirror simply reflects it. It does nothing else. What does it mean, does nothing else? Suppose, for example, you're a mirror. Someone comes along and looks at herself in the mirror. Okay? Do you, as a mirror, take a pen and draw some mustache on her lips? Do you? Would you like to do that? See, mirrors don't do that. Mirrors simply reflects whoever is in front of the mirror, right? Doesn't add anything. Does not subtract anything. It didn't say, well, you know, I prefer that you have longer hair. So the mirror adds more hair in your reflection in the mirror. It doesn't do that. Whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever comes in front of the mirror simply reflects it. So what does it mean? It's a very important message. What does it mean? What is it doing? Does it say, oh, I like it. This is nice. Huh? You do that? The mirror doesn't do that. So what does the mirror do? Contrary to us. You look at ourselves in the mirror, what do we do that the mirror doesn't? You don't know? This is a fundamental concept called Buddhist wisdom. When you have Buddhist wisdom, Prajna wisdom, this is what happens to you. This is how you function. Perfect mirror wisdom. This is kind of wisdom where you like a mirror. Okay? People who have Prajna wisdom supposed to act like a mirror. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. That the mirror has no thinking.
Has no thinking. Okay? Doesn't say, maybe a little bit of rouge here would be better. Yeah? Maybe a wig would be better than a bald head. Yeah? Okay? So it doesn't do thinking. What else? What it's talking about, this great perfect mirror wisdom, is it reflects. It does not distort. It does not add mustaches. Okay? It doesn't add anything contrary to your ego. It doesn't say, I don't like you, or say, I like you. It's your ego that says, I like you, I don't like you. Ego that rejects, that gets afflicted, that forms judgment. Okay? That's what happens to us. When we look at ourselves in the mirror, our ego jumps in immediately and says, you know, I should do something about my hair. Okay? So your ego is constantly doing what? Messing with your true reflection. Agree or disagree? Yes, 4.
Master, I understand what it means for a mirror to reflect, but I don't think I understand what it means for a person to be like a mirror and just reflect.
I just explained to you. Have you been listening? Or I see you go like this. Were you listening? I wonder. Anyone can help him out? Master Z, go ahead. The old monk just got back, so I give him a break. I just yelled at him last time, last session. What does it mean? Oh no, look at that. Now it's like, it's really true to reflect Master Z's reaction. So, okay, go ahead, Master Z. Now they cut off his eyes. Perfect. Speak. What does it mean? What are we talking about?
I don't know how to explain either, Master.
You don't understand the analogy? Let's see his face and eyes. Let's not just look at his legs and hands. Anyone can help him out. You know, the Buddhists here, they talk a lot, you know, talk about great mirror wisdom, great perfect mirror wisdom, and when you ask them about these types of questions, they don't know how to explain it. Everyone says, oh, of course, it's great perfect mirror wisdom. Go ahead, JMT.
JMT입니다.
A Di Đà Phật. Cái đại viên cảnh trí, thí dụ như là cái chân tâm của mình đó, nó qua mắt, tai, mũi, lưỡi, thân ý mình, nó nhận những xung quanh, nhận được tiếng động do lỗ tai, nhận được cái hình ảnh do con mắt, nhận được nóng lạnh do cái da. Cái ý mình thấy cái gì đó mình suy nghĩ, thì 6 cái căn của mình đó, nó qua cái chân tâm đó, nó qua 6 cái căn của mình mà nó nhận ra xung quanh 6 cái trần ở ngoài. Thì cái bản ngã của mình đó, nó nhận rồi, thì nó so đo, nó tính toán. Cái đó trong Kinh Lăng Nghiêm gọi là cái vọng tâm. Chính cái đó ghét hay thương nó làm cho mình đọa, hay là mình, kể cả mình hạnh phúc, mình lên thiên đàng cũng là không có đúng cái chân tâm. Chân tâm như thầy mới nói là cái gương thôi. Xảy ra cái gì nó qua mắt, tai, mũi, lưỡi, thân, ý, nó nhận ra vậy thôi. Thì cái người tu mà, người thiền sư mà chân chánh đó, phải biết cái đó. Khi mà khởi lên yêu ghét là biết phiền não rồi, thì phải biết vậy thôi. Thì có cái slogan rất hay ở ngoài cái vịnh Bay Ra đó, người ta làm cái bảng rất lớn, người ta để là những con ngỗng trời không muốn in cái bóng trên mặt nước, mà mặt nước cũng không muốn in bóng con ngỗng. Làm cái bảng rất lớn không, bay ra cái ý đó. Cái chân tâm mình cái gì xảy ra nó phản ảnh cái đó. Mà tại vì mình qua mắt, tai, mũi, lưỡi, thân, ý mình khởi lên, mình so bì, gọi là vọng tâm. Cho nên Ngài Lục Tổ á, thấy 2 vị tăng đứng, nhìn lá phướng bay, một ông nói phướng bay, một ông nói gió bay. Thì Lục Tổ mới nói hồng phướng không bay, gió không bay, mà cái tâm mấy ông bay, tâm mấy ông động. Xin hết.
Emitofuo, Master, so the great mirror, great perfect mirror wisdom, the analogy is like our mind through eyes, ear, nose, taste, and consciousness recognize everything around us. So when we see something, we start to think, and the true mind, through 6 faculty, recognize the 6 dust. And outside of it, the ego recognize that, and they start to calculate. And therefore, in Surangama Sutra, they say that mind is the false mind, and that mind is the one that caused us to fall. But however, the true mind are the mind that just recognize what happened, that's all. When we like something, we hate something, we understand, we know that it is affliction, and that's it. Just like the slogan that the Bay Area has put on, like the duck flying, the geese flying through the sky, and it reflected the shadow on the water. The water doesn't like to reflect the geese, or the geese also doesn't like to have its shadow reflect on the water. Whatever cause arise through our eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and consciousness are called the false mind. Just like the Sixth Patriarch Sutra, Sixth Patriarch has said that it is not the flag that fly, or it is not the wind that blow by. It is your mind that agitated. That's all.
Okay, so let me, yes, YouTube, comment.
Thank you, Master. Diego Alfonso says, Emitofuo, Master, great mirror of wisdom means that it embraces everything and doesn't have any afflictions.
Okay, very good. Okay, it has practical considerations. Okay, it's not meant for you to read this and it's a perfect mirror of wisdom. What is he referring to? Perfect, the great perfect mirror of wisdom. What is he referring to? You. Your wisdom, your inner wisdom, your inherent wisdom, what you're capable of doing, what you should be doing. How's that? Great perfect mirror wisdom is not something that belongs to me or to someone else. It's about yours. This is what you are capable of doing, but you're not. I rest my case. The rest of it, you can figure it out. Okay, moving on. Usually the Americans say, no, wait a minute, not so fast. But the Asians, they say, okay, let's move on. Bah. Anyone wants to stop me or you want me to move on? It's so sad when I speak Dharma to the Asians. I said, why can't you be Caucasians? The Caucasians would really want to would give me a real hard time. He said, oh, not so fast, not so fast. 2. I'm going to pretend to be a mirror and ignore what's going on. I'm not afflicted.
Sorry, Master. So how can we all use the perfect mirror of wisdom?
This is in your state of wisdom. This is how you function. If you're not, then it's telling you that you are not in a state of wisdom. Be careful. It has really practical considerations. It's not something that we just throw out at you to impress you. It's meant for you to do a check. You are here. Okay? You are the mirror. Someone comes along and says, hey, shorty. He said, you talking to me? When they come to you and say, hey, why are you so ugly? You talking to me? Okay, you react right away, yeah? Right? I don't like you. You're just so unpleasant. You're so Asian. Yes, DTT.
Master, I will try one time. So I think when the mind is unmoved, so the nature of the mind is we will reflect. So if we can keep the mind as unmoved, then it will reflect the environment.
If you are in a state if your wisdom is operational, okay, then you are like a mirror. That's what it's saying. When something comes along, reflect it. A mirror reflects it. It adds nothing, subtracts nothing. Meaning what? Yes, JMT.
마스터 마스터 두 가지 질문이 있는데 첫 번째는 일단 이미 대상을 보자마자 우리는 판단을 하고 좋다 싫다라는 감정이 바로 이어서 붙거든요. 네.
Master, I have two questions. So when we saw something, we judge.
그러니까 판단이 되고 바로 이어서 감정이 온다는 거는 통역이 누락됐는데요. 그러니까 대상을 보자마자 판단이 들고 감정이 일어나는 건 거의 자동적 사고로 일어나고 있는데, 네.
Saosun, cannot hear.
When we see something, and then we automatically judge, and our emotion arises. It happens automatically.
거의 자동적으로 일어나고 있는데 도대체 어느 정도 레벨이 돼야 아무것도 일어나지 않고 그대로 거울처럼 비출 수가 있는지, 어느 정도 산매 레벨인지, 혹시 그게 팔찌 이상인 자제의 단계를 말씀하시는 건지를 질문드리고 싶고요.
So what level can it become reflect? Is it the 8th ground bodhisattva?
What? What different are you different? What level are you different?
At what level can I just reflect like a mirror?
Or reflect like a mirror. It's a praja wisdom, so Fonji, yes.
네, 그다음에 이제 일단 지금의 낮은 수준에서는 그러면 일어난 감정을 바로바로 떨어뜨리는 거 말고는 방법이 없지 않을까요? 이게 자동적으로 일어나고 있는데.
So at the low level, it happened automatically. So what I need to do is just drop the thought and not the emotion. Is it right?
Yeah. Why do you ask me a question since you have the answer already? Why can't you ask me a question you don't have an answer?
몰라가지고 제가 생각하고 있는 게 맞는지 확인드린 건데요.
I was not sure, so I just want to check whether it's right or not.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so here's what it means. I see. This verse is very, very, very good. It's like if you have wisdom, your inherent wisdom that you already have. It's not someone else. We're talking about your wisdom. Okay? that you have already. That you like a mirror, it simply reflects things, meaning that whatever happens, whatever your sense organs come into contact with, okay, it's like a mirror. It doesn't add anything, doesn't subtract anything. That's what a mirror does. It doesn't go like mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all. It doesn't do that, okay? Mirror will not answer you. If you come to the mirror and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, mirror, there she goes again. You think the mirror does that? No. Mirror is just a... Okay? So the mirror is perfectly still. That's why the second line here, it is still. It is still before you come along, it is still when you're there, and it's still after you're gone. Okay? Is that clear? Meaning that it absolutely adds nothing at all. Doesn't say, I like you, I don't like you. It doesn't do that. The reason you can't do it because you have an ego. The ego says, I like, I don't like. He likes, he doesn't like. Okay? So you recognize that. When you like that, in Buddhism, what is that called? Is you're afflicted. Why are you afflicted? It's no one's fault. Because you fail to wield your prajna wisdom, your mirror wisdom that does not get afflicted. When someone comes to you and says, oh, great master, so nice to see you. You don't say, you're not happy. Someone comes to you and says, you ugly monk, why are you so ugly? Why are you so Asian? You're not angry. Got that? When you praise, you're not happy. When you criticize, you're not unhappy. You're not afflicted. Anyone can be that. I like that way. You should all raise your hands. I just told you already. I'm really afflicted by this. Were you listening? So your inherent wisdom is able to do that. However, you aren't able to do it because temporarily you let your ego take over. That's why it's not happening. So in order to make it happen, you have to learn to undo the ego. That's all. If you are able to undo your ego, you can be like like everyone else. You can be like have your wisdom activated. When you are afflicted, then recognize that you are not in a state of wisdom. Be careful. Okay? That's a practical experience right there. Practical lesson. If you see something, you're afflicted. Afflicted means what? You like, you dislike, You think, like someone said earlier, you think, a thought arises in your mind. Okay? You say, ooh, nice. Ooh. Okay? Then you are afflicted. You are not in a state of wisdom. That's what it means. Recognize it, that you're not at your best. Your decisions are colored by your ego. It's manipulating you. Your ego is manipulating you. Your ego is tormenting you, tormenting your Buddha nature. It's no one else's fault. You allow your ego to torment yourself. That's all you're doing. This is very, very consequential concept here. Okay? It's your ego who's tormenting you no one else's. Someone comes along and say, I don't like you. He's perfectly entitled to do that. Yes? It's America. You're free to do as you please. We like to say in America. Well, if you were in Russia, you say, I don't like you, Putin. Then it's different. But here in America, we can say, oh, I love orange face. What happened to the applause? We are here in Go Force, aren't we? You're all Republicans, aren't you? So, I'm a Republican too. Now I have a response. Now people are laughing. Before people, never mind. Okay? So it's your ego that keeps on adding and subtracting. Okay? So far, so good. That's all it means. It means that if you're afflicted, don't blame others. Blame yourself. It's no one's fault. You allow your ego allows itself to be agitated, to be afflicted. That's all. Okay? Practical consideration, because you're going to say next, so I'm a mirror. What kind of life would that be? Right? I mean, some, especially Koreans, say, really? Americans love to be mirrors? No. What does it mean, you're a mirror? Okay? Let's say you're a mirror, and someone gives you a bowl of pho. Hey, Koreans, pay attention. Pho? And you're a mirror. What is supposed to happen? You no class. He says, oh, let's eat it. Come on, can't you smell a little bit? He said, He goes for eat it right away. The point being, yes, JMT, I hope is answered to the question.
A Di Đà Phật, cái này là cái con thắc mắc hồi năm 1975 tới bây giờ. Thì chỗ này Hòa Thượng Niên Hóa giảng rất là rõ. Khi các bạn mà khởi một cái tư tưởng lên, thì trong tích tắc cái tư tưởng nó mòn, nó chết đi. Thì quan sát trong cái đầu mình, cái tư tưởng thứ hai nó chưa có lên. Thì cái khoảng trống đó Hòa Thượng nói đó là cái gương, cái chân tâm Phật của mình. Mình chưa có suy lường, chưa có tính toán cái gì hết á. Mà cái tư tưởng thứ hai nó chưa có khởi lên. Thì quan sát coi mình có sẵn cái đó, thường còn trong kinh gọi là Như Lai hay là Phật tánh gì đó, nó có sẵn cái đó. Mà mình làm không được. Nhiều khi con tức quá, con nói Phật ơi, con làm không được. Con phiền não, con làm không được. Khả dịch đi.
Emitofuo. So this is the thing that I have been wonder and curious about. So around 1975 already. So this is the thing that Master YongHua also explained very clearly, is that when we strike up a thought, so the first thought, immediately it died down. And then just right before the second thought arises, so between the first thought and the second thought, there is an empty space. So that is your true mind. So therefore, in the sutra, it is say that that thing is constant, and that is your true suchness. No, your does come one you already have, but we cannot do it. I always say that I'm very afflicted Buddha, I'm very afflicted, I could not do it.
Nó phiền não như vậy, bây giờ mình làm sao? Thì trong những cái chương trình chúng ta học đó, chú Lăng Nghiêm, chú Đại Bi, tất cả những chương trình ta học đó, để nó bào mòn cái thói quen mà cái ngã kiến, cái ngã mà phiền não của mình đó, mình không làm được. Thì Phật có cho mình những dụng cụ là chú Lăng Nghiêm, chú Đại Bi, những công trình hàng ngày công phu đó, lần lần nó sẽ mòn cái thói quen xấu đó. Thì bằng chứng là cái ngày Thanksgiving năm 2008 được nghỉ 3 ngày. Con tham dự một cái Phật thất từ 4 giờ khuya cho đến 9 giờ đêm. Cũng như mình làm ở đây vậy đó, cũng Lăng Nghiêm thập chú rồi là lại Phật, đi niệm Phật, ngồi niệm Phật. Thì bỗng nhiên đến 3 giờ chiều, đang đi niệm Nam Mô Emitofuo vậy đó, tất cả các vọng tưởng nó ngừng lại hết. Cái đầu trống lỏng, nó không còn cái gì, chỉ còn có Nam Mô Di Đà Phật thôi. Và lên xe chở mấy bà đó về đó, mấy lên xe mấy bà cãi hồi nãy thầy nói này đúng này kia sai. Mình không nghe hết, mình không có phiền não, chỉ còn cái chữ A Di Đà Phật thôi. Nó giữ như vậy 3 ngày 3 đêm á. Bằng chứng là những cái phương pháp mình học nó work chứ không phải là không, tại mình làm chưa có tới là mình nghi. Mà con cũng không có biết, tình cờ con cũng đi theo đại chúng vậy. Tới 3 giờ chiều cái người Bueno đi trước đánh cái khánh, mình đi sau mình niệm, tự động nó dừng lại hết. 3 ngày 3 đêm nó không có khởi một cái gì hết á, chỉ có như cái gương nó chỉ nghe nó nhận biết hết mọi thứ. 3 ngày vậy. Thành ra kinh Di Đà nói là người nào nghe kinh này đọc tụng niệm trì danh hiệu hoặc nhất nhật thất nhật, nhất tâm bất loạn, thì con tình cờ con được 3 ngày 3 đêm như vậy. Thì con mới nhận ra là những cái dụng cụ mình học, những pháp mình học hàng ngày đó, chú Đại Bi, chú Lăng Nghiêm, những này nọ trong chương trình mà chắc chưa tổ sáng tác cho mình đó, cứ làm đi rồi sẽ thấy. Bây giờ biểu mình ngưng, mình đừng phiền não, mình làm không có được đâu. Xin hết.
So when we have those afflictions, what are we going to do about it? So that's why the patriarch has give us a program like Shurangama mantra, Great Compassion mantra, so that we can recite and gradually when we get used to it, we might not be able to be afflicted, but immediately we cannot do it. So we have to follow the daily schedule and we make used to it. So for the proof is that in 2008, I took days off in Thanksgiving and I participated in the Buddha recitation. When we bow, when we stand, walk about, I recite Buddha name. And all of a sudden, when I walk and recite the Buddha name, and immediately all of the false thoughts disappear, and it's only have Namo Emitofuo in my head. And even when we go back home on the bus, people arguing back and forth, I myself doesn't have any affliction about it. And that state, it only have Amitabha Buddha name, and it lasts for 3 days and 3 nights, like the sutra, Amitabha Sutra say that those who recite first day, second day, or third day, so on, and it's just like a mirror. We recognize everything around. So I was able to do that. But however, that's why just follow the program that the patriarch established for us. Immediately, we cannot stop all of our false thoughts right away, but gradually we'll be able to do that. That's all.
He has so much energy, he talks too much nowadays. Let me put it simply for you. I could teach you how to be like a mirror, just like that. But you can look it up in Master YongHua's teachings. See if you can find it. Anyway, So what this is about is a state of being that you all are able to do. And you are being trained to reach a state. You will be taught how to use a state. I haven't taught the old monk yet, because I'm expecting him to find it somewhere in the instructions that I've said already and Master YongHua said already. Okay? And the patriarchs taught already. All right. So for all practical purposes, what I'm telling you is that it's nothing new to you. You're able to do that. Okay? If you are trained to get there and know how to use it. That's all. Every one of you have this thing called the perfect mirror wisdom. And let me ask you, okay? What does it mean, your perfect mirror wisdom? Let's say you are you, okay? And you remind you of perfect mirror wisdom, okay? You were supposed to reflect things. What if someone presents you with a bowl of pho? What happens? Does that mean that, and the pho, when you have a bowl of pho right in front of you, I don't know about you, but somehow the pho fragrance gets to my nose. Yeah? Anyone? Usually you can smell the pho. Okay? And what happens then? Anyone likes pho? I like pho. The real one, not the vegetarian pho. With very thinly sliced meat. Tai nạn em. Okay? It's Vietnamese. You guys have to be Vietnamese to appreciate this. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Two, what happens?
Enjoy it, but not too attached to it.
Okay, DTT. No? No. Master Ji, what happened to you? You still have a hole in front of your teeth. I've been watching you for 2 months now.
It will be covered soon, Master.
Covered soon. Okay. I'm not afflicted. Okay. My monk, when he smiles, he has a hole in front. Okay. The mirror doesn't mean you're totally senseless. When you have something happen, you experience it, your sense organs are still there. You can still smell the fragrant odor. You can feel, but you're not attached. That's very, very important. You're not repulsed, you're not attached. Is that clear? You're still connected with your sense organ. We're still connected with the world, with the experience. You just simply have no attachments, no aversion, no rejection. Okay? Meaning that it's there, you can enjoy it. It's perfectly okay to enjoy. Okay? The pho. Vegetarian or non-vegetarian, we're not forcing you. Just because we teach you about excuse me, I'm obsessed now. Just because we teach you about perfect mirror wisdom doesn't mean you have to eat vegetarian pho from now on. You can still eat non-vegetarian pho. They taste much better. And even if when you enjoy the non-vegetarian pho, you still are activating your perfect mirror wisdom. Is that clear? It's not like it's a different world where you become a different person. You're still there. But, so this is the best of you, if you will. Not interested. Okay, moving on. Okay, so that's why you translate that as you enjoy the experience, but when it's done, you have no attachments. You don't say, why, next time, can I have some taiko? You Koreans don't know what I'm talking about. We should take them out and let them have all the varieties. There are 50 of them. And you come back and say, I know pho now. Yes, you too.
Thank you, Master. Ray Zhuang has a comment about the fa. He says, pack it to go and hand it to the person sitting outside.
What? Give away what?
Did you not hear me? Shall I say it again? Ray says, pack it to go and hand it to the person who is sitting outside.
Don't do that. You're going to draw a lot of homeless people to your neighborhood. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yes, DTT. No DTT?
Hello. My
yeah,
name
go
is
ahead.
Joe.
DTT7.
So I have a question about being a perfect mirror and a state of no attachment. Would you say that it is possible to fall into a state of attachment towards having no attachment, or preferring a perspective which prefers to not add or subtract? So I guess another way would be clinging towards the idea of not clinging or rejecting.
Very good. No, good question. Yes, there's always that's problem. That is, you attach to no attachment. Okay. For example, the pho. Okay. Take the example of pho. You like pho? Yeah? I only talk about things people like. You don't like it, we can stop. Anyway, so you like pho? What? There must be a law against tardiness. Okay, so you like something, okay? And if you say that I like this, okay, in this state of wisdom, you realize you like it, and you say, but then I'm afraid that I'd be attached to liking this. Right? That's what you're describing. Correct? Yes? Then you have no wisdom, because you still have a thought. Is that clear? You can enjoy it. Here, listen. You can enjoy the pho. It's always glory. Okay? But you have no attachment, no thoughts. Hello, girl. There you go. You got that? Okay. Because you can enjoy it. It's perfectly okay to enjoy. You can enjoy without thinking. But when the thought arises, what you're referring to, you enjoy it and said, but I don't want to be attached to it. That right there is an attachment of not being attached to, of having no attachment. The attachment of having no attachment. Okay? Very good question. And when you train with Mahayana, okay, we teach you to transcend that attachment. All right. I don't think he was listening.
I am listening.
Yeah, but why are you looking? Where were you looking at? I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at the screen. Your face is over here for me.
I'm looking at you too. Okay, so what happens in the Praja wisdom or your perfect mirror wisdom, in order to get there, you're right. We need to go beyond that attachment of having no attachment. That's very subtle. And that's part of the training that Mahayana has. The Hinayana tends to get stuck on that. Okay? Very good question. Anyone else? Okay? So what we're talking about here, slide 937 is very, very practical. Okay? You can have a full life with your imperfect state of wisdom. It's not like you dead and you don't enjoy pho anymore. You don't enjoy lobster anymore. I still enjoy lobster. I'm not supposed to eat it. Hint, hint. Got that? Okay? Just like I enjoy a red car, but I'm not supposed to enjoy it too much. Okay. So far, so good. Next slide, 938. That's where I want to go today. I don't know how I got stuck there for 1 hour. Then old slide. Please spare me. I want to move on. Yes, too.
Sorry, just really quick. Last time you mentioned the state of this is not creating any karma. Is that the same as no afflictions? If you have no affliction, you're not creating any karma?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Thank you, Master.
So don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Go. I will not be afflicted. I will not be attached to moving forward, moving on. Okay.
Thank you, Master. I am a little bit confused regarding the afflictions.
Yeah.
So you always, teach us that we're supposed to avoid affliction, not to have the afflictions.
Yeah.
And I've been at work lately, and I'm been very afflicted.
Yeah.
For days.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself, hey, not to be afflicted. However, I'm not able to do that.
Yeah.
And one day I'm just wake up and I just realize that the afflictions that I have actually helped me along the way.
Yeah.
So help me to resolve some issue at work. Mm-hmm. But I'm just confused that as myself, what should I do? Should I be avoiding afflictions, or should I be facing affliction and overcome the affliction?
How long have you been coming to the temple? Boom, slap him. Kick him. Okay. How do we answer him? This is a good question. Huh? It doesn't happen to none of you, right? This is not your problem. None of you have this problem at all. Right? So we give a message as a special case that is not applicable to you. He has afflictions. What is he supposed to do with his afflictions? Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, I think you don't really pursue affliction or not pursuing affliction, just occurs with condition.
Occurs with conditions. See? Meaning, if someone gives you a bowl of pho, don't say, no, I don't want to be attached to pho. Go back, you are evil. You are evil. Okay? If people give you a bowl of pho, you enjoy the bowl of pho. Okay? But once it's done, you don't ask for more. You don't sit there and say, oh, I wish someone else comes along and give me another bowl of pho tomorrow. But tomorrow I want a special đặc biệt pho. Not just tai nam. Okay? And then the day after I want pho and what's that bowl thing here? I forgot. Bò viên. You guys, non-Vietnamese, you don't know what you're missing. Pho has at least 50 different varieties. Okay. All right, so you accord the conditions, meaning that if you have it, enjoy it. You don't have it, and you are afflicted, bear the affliction until it goes away. You enjoy it until the joy goes away. You bear the affliction until the affliction goes away. Then someday you will wake up and you'll be free. The methodology to be free from the afflictions is to bear it the proper way. Okay? It doesn't sound like I'm answering him at all. It's just anyway, so any more questions before I move on? Yes, two.
Thank you, Master. Just to be clear, so basically, instead of avoiding it, I'm bearing it, the afflictions.
Yeah.
Thank you, Master.
What happened is that for you personally, is that when it is unbearable, that's when you cross your legs, which you don't do until it goes away. That's your luxury. Them people have to go to work. You work for yourself. That's why when you were that afflicted, you cross your legs, said, I ain't going nowhere until I am no longer afflicted. Take advantage of it. Them people, they have to call the boss, say, hey boss, I'm not feeling well, you know. Can I take the rest of the day off and use a sick day or PTO, whatever, okay? They don't have that. You can just say, Daddy is not gonna do anything until Daddy is no longer afflicted. Yes, DTT. We won't make it. Yeah, we can. Yeah,
so
go ahead too.
You mentioned, Master, that you should bear with afflictions the proper way. How would you go about doing that?
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Here's how you do it. Very good question. This is why we put so much emphasis on meditation training. This is a magic. You practice chant. The first thing you taught, we do it the hard way, the hardcore way, is to cross your legs. Okay? When you cross your legs, it hurts. Like hell. Have you done? Have you crossed your legs? Because your face, like. Have you crossed your legs? If you haven't crossed your legs, I'm not continuing. Take off your blanket. I want to see if she's crossing her legs. No cheating. See? See what I mean? There you go. Okay. The one thing that we teach you, how training is very deliberate. When we learn meditation from us, we teach you to cross legs, and no one likes it, except for a few crazy people. Okay? People say it hurts too much, and this is natural, and so forth. And part of the training initially is for you to bear it, to endure it. And magically, you endure it long enough, the pain goes away. Okay? 99% of the time. The 1%, we throw them out. They say, you don't belong here, get out. Okay, yeah. We can't help everyone, let's face it. It's Master Shena who wants to help everyone. I don't want to help everyone. Forget it. Yeah. Even my own disciples, I don't teach them how to go into practice and wisdom until I like you. That's a hint, Jung. Better not be late again. Okay, so, excuse me, I am very afflicted. So the point being that part of the Chan training, you're trained to endure things that are difficult to endure. That's the philosophy behind it. Is it clear? When you do that, that's what happens. When you're afflicted and you've gone through this training or full of this training, the Chan training, which basically is to endure what you don't like to do, endure what you don't like to endure, so that when you're afflicted, okay, it's just an extension. You went through the drills already. You don't like it, but what do? You cross your legs, you endure it until it goes away. And that's how you open your wisdom. That's our secret. Now you don't have to learn Chan from us anymore. Go away. See how easy it is? It's that simple. And guess what? None of these losers can do it. It took him about, how long has it been you've been with me?
Emitofuo Master is about 16, 17 years.
16, 17 years. And he thought himself, he walks around and says, I'm a very smart man. I'm excellent. I'm much smarter than you. And 17 years, he still can't do it. You see that? That's part of the training. If you do that, eventually you get there. Okay? All right, go ahead, JMT.
마스터 제가 들리세요?
That's the third time you asked question tonight. Go ahead.
마스 XC가 와서 너무 기뻐서요.
My mirror has a lot of dust because your face is so blurry. Translation. Why do you hear myself?
I'm so happy to see the Master see.
그리고 질문이.
Is there a born?
질문이 좀 전에 산호세 어떤 분이 한지 모르겠는데 마스터께서 이제 번뇌를 견디라고 하셨는데 혹시 번뇌에 집착하지 않는다는 거는 틀린 대답인지 그것을 질문드리고 싶었습니다.
So Master said, endure the affliction.
Yes.
What if we don't attach? Is it the wrong?
Endure until it goes away. This one, I only want to hear half of the sentence. The other half says conveniently drops it. Endure it until the affliction is no more. Is there a translation problem here? Sang-guk Sunim. See, look at her face. Yeah.
번뇌에 집착하지 않는다는 것은 틀린 건지를 질문드린 거거든요.
So if I don't attach to the affliction, is it wrong?
You don't attach to affliction, you're a Buddha already. We all are attached to our afflictions. That's why we're here. We're here because we're so attached to afflictions. We don't like it. That's why we're all here, to torment each other. Coming lecture late. Okay, any other questions? Can I go never mind, DTT. I will not be afflicted tonight. I promise you.
I have a question for Lợi. I'm not sure I
for Lợi?
Right, but he
you talk to him, you call him yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard that he said affliction help him resolve a lot of problems. Is that I heard correctly? And can you give example of that?
Yeah, give example. Yeah, I'd like to hear that. Good question.
Yes, Master Z. The afflictions I got, it actually helped me overcome the work problems that I have. So I've been dealing with a lot of workers, a lot of headaches going on. I don't know exactly what it is anymore because there's too many of them. But just one day I just wake up and I feel like, that affliction somehow helped me to resolve some of the problem that I have with them. Because I'm trying to avoid it, avoiding it. All the problem I have with them is still exist. And it does not go away. It doesn't solve them themselves.
And what's the affliction?
Just the fighting with them, Master.
Fighting
they don't
with
listen to me.
They don't
Do
listen
different
to
things
you.
here and there.
Yeah. Well, that's who they are. You work at every single one of them. That's how they behave. Cut corners.
Yes.
Especially pay attention to the ones that came from Jung. They cut corners. Yeah, they all do that. Okay. Because why? Because they're afflicted. Here's the problem. When you're afflicted, okay, you do everything in afflicted state, and that's when you really, afflict a lawyer. Not just him, but anyone who comes in contact with you, you're afflicting them. So we are infecting each other. And you don't realize that if you have the wisdom where you're able to talk to someone who's afflicted and you don't contaminate the next person or the people around you, you're breaking the chain. The rest of the world has no idea, but that's how you help, silently. You're not spreading the disease. To your wife, to your loved ones, to the people close to you. If you care. You too.
Thank you, Master. Cordelia has a question. Emitofuo, Master, is it still meditating if while I'm enduring, I find a solution to resolve the issue, or while I'm meditating, I find a solution?
That's right. When you are afflicted, instead of blaming others, blaming blaming the world, blaming others, you realize your affliction, you meditate, you cross your legs until you're no longer afflicted. That's when your head clears up, then you see things a lot clearer. You understand how to solve the problem. But if you act upon your affliction, you act while you're afflicted, most likely you're adding oil to the fire. That's all you're doing. You're escalating. That's what Jung does. Jung is manic. When you afflict him, he fights you and escalates and escalates and escalates. He calls it love. That's how he explains to his wife. Why we got along for all these years? Because we escalate. Higher and higher, your love takes me higher and higher. Okay? Does it help? Now, can I go to my slide, please? In the back. I thought, I want you to know that we're still discussing last week's slide. Go ahead.
Emitofuo, Master, so is that the same, if we cross our legs, is that the same than looking at ourselves? Because sometimes I get afflicted and I think because another person is talking to me, and I know that person is she doesn't have the fault, but I try to look at myself, but I don't know what to do to look at myself.
Okay, good question. What if you cannot meditate? What if you cannot cross your leg because you are not your own boss? Or whatever the reasons, you're not like Lloyd. Okay? What do you do? Is that what the nature of the question is? No?
I was actually asking if that's
something
looking at
else.
ourselves.
It is another problem.
Sorry. Yeah, I was asking if crossing our legs or meditating is looking at ourselves. Or because normally, I remember, I don't know if you said or Master Xinhua said that when we are afflicted, we have to look at ourselves. So is that meditating?
When you're afflicted, you know what yourself?
We have to look at ourselves.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Wait. You ask him. Why do you ask me? Huh? You said, you quoted Master Xinhua, right? When you're afflicted, you look at yourself.
Yeah, but I think
and
maybe...
now you're asking me what it means?
But you say, I think...
Go ask his disciples. Huh?
Okay, well, maybe you can reply.
Oh. Okay, Mas O Abbott, what is he looking at when you're afflicted? Master Xinhua, according to him, says, look at yourself. What does it mean? He looks actually more handsome than before. Don't you think? Look at him. He's looking at him. He just have a stroll with 3 girls. He just told us. Yeah, he looks good, huh? He looks like a spring chicken now. So, he's asking, are you listening? He's asking. Nacho is asking, when Master Xinhua says, when you're afflicted, look at yourself. What is it? What are you supposed to look at?
Mình biết cái đó là cái vọng tưởng và cái nghiệp báo của mình. Mình làm lên nó đi. Không có cách nào, không có cái gì mà phải nói không có thật. Làm lơ. Mà nếu mình làm không nổi đó, thì mình biết cái công phu mình chưa tới, cái phút mình chưa có tới, thì phải tu tiếp. Làm phước, đọc kinh, trì chú, niệm Phật. Thì nó sẽ tới, chứ bây giờ mình đòi dứt liền không có ai dứt được hết. Ngài Thần Hội mới biểu là không nghĩ một vật, tức là tâm mình. Và con nhớ ở Gondredet thầy dạy rất hay. Mình làm cái gì đó, mình tới chỗ đó, mình làm chuyện đó, mình mở cửa. Không có khởi cái ý nghĩ thứ hai lên. Con làm nó được cũng nhiều lần lắm. Thấy cũng dễ thành công lắm. Thì mục đích ra mở cửa. Bước đi thì giữ cái ý là mở cửa thôi, không có khởi cái niệm thứ hai lên. Cứ từng cái nhỏ là làm riết thì nó được thôi. Và cái Ngài Ngưỡng Sơn cũng nói tình không chạy theo vật là được. Ngài Thần Hội nói là không khởi ý nghĩ lên là tâm của mình. Anh biết nó khởi lên lăn xăng mình phiền não là không phải của mình rồi, bỏ đi, làm lơ đi. Mà mình chịu theo, mình để nó riết là nhiều người bị depression là lý do như vậy đó, chạy theo nó. Bị điên, bị depressed.
Okay. Translation. Stop it, Echo. I think they're doing it on purpose just to afflict me.
Tức là không, trong đầu mình đừng có khởi ý nghĩ lên. Thì ngay lúc mình không khởi gì hết đó, lúc là cái tâm chân thật, tâm Phật của mình đó.
Emitofuo. So the false start, when it arises, we just know that it is false start caused by our karmic retribution. So we just ignore it. It is not real. So when we ignore it, but we cannot do that, then we try to do the ceremony because we don't have enough blessing, we don't have enough kung fu, then you recite sutra or recite mantra. But that is because you cannot immediately cut off or let go of the false thought. Just like Venerable YongHua saying that in your mind, you don't strike up a thought, then at that time, that is your true mind of yours.
Okay, very good. Yong, what does Master Shua mean when he says, look at yourself when you're afflicted? It's not looking good.
Emitofuo Master, when Master YongHua said, look at yourself, that you look at your affliction and don't react to it and take it. And I think that's what he meant.
Go back to your Master YongHua temple. It's so embarrassing. Oh God, yes, away mountain. I'm gonna stay calm.
I'm not sure what he meant, but for me, every time, especially at work, I get afflicted 1,000 times over. I try to look at those afflictions to see what I did wrong or what I did good, and I try to solve the problem. Now and then, if I cannot solve the problem, just leave it to God if there's nothing I can actually do. For example, I noticed today that, no, that's not today, the other day, that I was so upset with the janitor that didn't clean the building correctly. I slammed my hand at the piece of, at the door, and I'm like, this janitor didn't clean correctly. And then my other coworkers were looking at me, and I apologized to them. I said, I think I actually lost my temper a little bit about there. So I always try to look at ways on how to improve the situation.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Translation. Okay. You know, it's so funny to me. Yes, DTT.
I think that I would say, but I'm learning, so this could be a mistake to think that when we meditate, then we're looking at the mental formations, like what is causing the afflictions, and then understand where they come from, so that through meditation we can calm the mental formations. Is that right?
Okay, let me ask you, okay, what ethnicity are you?
I'm half Colombian, half American.
Half Colombian, half American. Not Asian at all.
No.
You have no Asian blood.
Probably, somewhere.
No, don't make excuses. Okay, the reason I ask is because, let me tell you, I've been, most of the people I come in contact with are Asians. And you ask this question, when this Chinese monk asks you to look at yourself, what does he mean? None of them can answer. And it takes a half Colombian, half what?
American and 1%
half American, half Shame on you, Asians. I asked myself that too, by the way, because when I was meditating, and I'm so afflicted, so many afflictions, and the Master Shua taught, look at yourself. Look at your afflictions, okay? I could not find anyone to ask, what does he mean by that? And the proof is that this guy here, the one who came late. He's been studying Master Shua for 30, 40 years, and he's been with me for 17 years. He still doesn't get it. That's what happens to Asians. You teach Asians the most fundamental things, and they don't get it. Let me tell you what I figured out. So I couldn't understand. Look at yourself. I said, this is so Asian. They said, look at yourself. How would you say it in English? Hey, you non-Asian person. Yeah, I'm talking to you. How would you say in English?
How would you say?
Forget about the Asians. If let's say, don't look at me as an Asian, look at me as an English-speaking person. What would you tell me?
How to look at.
What does it mean? Instead of saying, look at yourself, what would you say?
We're looking at our mental formations and emotions.
You fired. Okay. I couldn't find the answer, okay, for a long, long time. It really bothered me. And one day I got so exasperated. I said, what are these Chinese talking about? Okay? And finally, the only thing left for me to do is that I asked myself, why are you so afflicted? That's exactly what she was saying. Why are you afflicted? That's what looking at yourself. Why are you afflicted? Why can't they say that? Why can't the Asians say, why can't the Chinese master say, ask yourself? Don't say, look at yourself, okay? That's too abstract. It's too Chinese. Tell me in English. Ask yourself, why are you afflicted? Why are you tormenting yourself? Whose fault is it? Is it your wife's fault? Is it your worker's fault? Your wife is just being herself. Okay? Your worker is being himself. Why are you afflicted? Huh? Chung, why are you afflicted? See what I mean? The Asians don't get it. They only get, look at yourself. When I tell the Asians, ask yourself, why am I afflicted? That's what is meant by look at yourself. Don't look at others, because what happens when people are afflicted is that you caused my affliction. It's your fault. It's the boy's fault. The boy's making noises, therefore I cannot listen to the lecture. Okay? Okay? So they blame the affliction on the boys, and they blame next on me for having an unruly Buddha hall. And then they blame the mother for not knowing how to raise their children. Have you been listening, boys? You see, it goes round and round and round. It doesn't stop. It's endless. But if you were to say, why am I so angry? What made me so angry? That's what it meant by looking at yourself. What is the cause of your anger? What is your cause of your affliction? That's what it means. Very simple. So just to take a vote among Asians, you prefer look at yourself, or you prefer to ask yourself, why am I afflicted? Why am I angry? Number one, it's like the optometrist. You like number one. Is one better or two better? One better. The loser. This loser's one. The losers are the one who choose one. Okay? Two is better. Okay? The key is to ask yourself, why am I afflicted? What happens when you ask yourself, why am I afflicted? Nacho, what happens? It's all because his fault. I was hoping to do the next slide for this week, but no, he has asked me a question. Yes, yes, sir.
So normally I keep being, it's like I try not to blame the other person, but so I say, no, it's my fault, and I try to ask myself, but I keep trying to go to blame the other person. It's like maybe 5 seconds I'm like, okay, it's my fault, but then another thought comes, blaming the other person.
You ask yourself, why am I afflicted? Okay? Okay? Then you say, I'm afflicted because he is impolite towards me, because he cheats me. Yeah? Because it's always, this will happen to ordinary people. They blame others. That's why it goes back to the Asian wisdom. Look at yourself. You understand now the depth of the Asian wisdom? Look at yourself. Don't look at others. It's very profound. Those of you who chose two, shame on you. Should be one. You are losers. The twos are losers. Do you understand? The one is the solution. Look at yourself. Look at yourself, meaning look at your affliction. Why am I afflicted? Okay? And then look at yourself. Don't blame her for your affliction. Okay? That's what ordinary people do. They say, you insulted me. You're not nice to me. Okay? You stole from me. You cheated me. Okay? Is that still looking at yourself? No. You keep looking at yourself. Why am I afflicted? And then thought comes, because she insulted me. He said, keep looking at yourself. Don't look at her anymore. You got that? The instruction is so beautiful. So let's take a vote again. 1 or 2? Thank you very much. Isn't that beautiful? Because if you keep on looking, because it prevents you from blaming others, going out away from you and blaming others. And that's how we torment ourselves, by blaming others and not blaming ourselves. That's Asian wisdom. Does it help? Yes, Nacho, troublemaker.
But do I have to be able to get to the solution? I understand why I am afflicted, or just with not being afflicted?
Just give an example, okay? Mm-hmm. You're afflicted. You ask yourself, why am I afflicted? Okay? And your mind, the thought comes immediately, she insulted me. Yeah? Anyone? Ever happened? Lee? She's so mean to me. Anyone? Master's so mean to me, in particular. Yeah, he criticizes me in front of everyone. He makes me look bad in front of everyone. Anyone? Okay? So the thought comes that you say, because he insulted me, because he's mean to me. Okay? And what does the instruction says? Don't go there. Look at yourself. Okay? So when you look at yourself, what happened? You say, he insulted me, but Master YongHua, the patriarchs teach us to look at ourselves, not look at him, meaning what? If he insults me, am I afflicted? Okay? I look at myself. What does mean looking at myself mean? Why am I afflicted when he insults me? Does it help? Because if you don't do that, you say, I'm afflicted because she insulted me, then you blame on her. You blame the problem on her. You will not be able to fix the problem unless you shoot her. Agree? Speak from personal experience. You blame it on others, that's what you do. You feel lucky today, punk. Okay? But since wisdom, in order for you to have wisdom, you need to refrain yourself from looking at others and blaming others. You look at yourself. You ask yourself, why, when this person insults me, I'm afflicted. Whose fault is it? His fault or my fault? That's what happens. Does it help, Nacho? Sure? Seguro? Way Mountain.
From blaming others. And I'll just give you an example, right, that I was thinking about.
Oh, please do give an example.
When I was a child, my dad killed my rabbit to cook it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very afflicted at the moment that I was blaming my dad for killing my little rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
That is until I taste the rabbit, it was so good. But my question would be is, at that point, I was blaming my dad for killing my rabbit. How do I refrain myself from blaming others at that point, even though in my own point of view, they caused the problem at the beginning?
There's so many things we do that we Buddhists do that you Catholics don't. For example, we Buddhists, what do we Buddhists do? Instead of blaming our dad, what do? We blame our mom. It's not daddy's fault. It's mommy's fault. Yeah, the Vietnamese has a saying, he just reminded me. When the child is misbehaving, it's a mom's fault. Vietnamese wisdom, not Chinese wisdom, Vietnamese wisdom. Okay? What else do? We Buddhists do? There's so many things we do. The smart Alex, they say, this is so fun. This is my destiny to be yelled at by this woman. So it's like my fate. Sound familiar? You Catholics do that? Oh, you Catholics say, it's God's will. And that none of it is. If you say God's will, are you looking at yourself? You're looking at God. It's not going to open your wisdom. You cannot say Buddha's will. It will not open your wisdom. We have to look at yourself and say, why am I afflicted? If you do that, you do it preferably in full lotus, you'll find the answer. I'm serious. You do it time and time again, you find the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer for you. This is a recipe. You have to do it for you to find out. Okay? We stop here tonight. Thank you, everyone.